Uh, so you say we let's see. Let's do an easy one first. Let's do like 5-5-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Let me see. Oh, there it is. 5-5-3. All right, so I got that. Since it's us, maybe we do this 16th note kick drum challenge with a different pattern. Oh man, I didn't practice that, but and we can do
accept the challenge.
Accept the challenge. That's
Your mission, should you accept it, and you should.
Accept the challenge.
All right, so two coming in. Morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Welcome to Chops and Coffee. Oh man, I didn't practice. Actually, I did practice last night. I was gonna say I didn't practice at all this weekend, but actually, what am I talking about? Like I practiced Saturday and Sunday.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
It was only your imagination.
No, no. This is
altered reality.
I'm noticing that if I don't practice, last week on like one of the off days of Chops and Coffee, I think it was Thursday. No, it was Tuesday. I did my normal beach routine thing, and then there's a spot where in Carlsbad where I can back my car up and then open up. I have a hatchback, so I open up the trunk, and then I can set my practice pad up, and it's like right on the cliff of a beach, and I can practice right there. And then people walking by are like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? Preparing for Chops and Coffee. How you doing?" And
how you doing?
And it's cool, man, how many like grandmas walk by and they're just like, "Hey, oh my goodness, it's so cool." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, look at you getting your flare down.
Hey, Rebecca. And so yeah, but anyways, I noticed that day when I was practicing on the beach, and man, it just unlocks a lot of things, and then it helped me throughout the whole week. So it was like, I normally do try to practice at least a little bit every day, but man, it really helps your hands to, like, I put in like a solid like hour of just hands, and it just unlocks so much for you. So
Mike Johnson tells a story about talking to Benny Greb about so he asked Mike Johnson how much you practice, and I guess Mike Johnson said, "Oh, like about 8 hours a day," and he said Benny Greb just looked at him. He said, "I think you'd be better than you are if you actually did." But it was about like focused practice. So
yeah,
like, you're behind the kit for 8 hours, but how much of that focused?
Right.
So it was a good. Then he talked, like, he didn't leave him hanging. He told them how to do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was neat, because I always do that. I'm always like, man, I didn't practice at all, like what you just did. And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I did, but I didn't, but I did. Like,
right.
Playing all the time, right? So.
Yeah. Like Saturday, I wasn't practicing. I had to record, so I was behind the drums. But then, like last night, yes, I was definitely practicing. You know, it's a big difference. That's so funny. Benny Greb is like, it's such a German thing. Or like, I don't know if is he German or Austrian or like.
German.
German. Yeah. So like
German.
the Germans are so like, whenever I've gone to Germany, they're like so blunt in like what they'll be like, yes, this is my second time seeing you, but the first time you were so much better. Like you're like, dang, all right. Or like, oh yes, I've seen you before, but now you are fat. You're like, dang, all right.
So what's so funny about that? I was watching a face-to-face video on YouTube, and they were talking about how tough German punk rock fans are. And then after that, I was watching a live Social D performance from Germany. You know how Mike likes to tell stories and all that between songs? Talking between songs, and he's about a minute and a half into some story, and you hear this German punk yell from the front of the room, "Shut up and play music!"
It's like so Germany, man. It's so true. It's like it's something that I had to get used to. Like I remember there's this guy that would always cruise around, like he would follow the band, and he would like, we would go on tour out there, and then he would be on tour too with us. Like he would just follow every gig we'd see him show up.
Like deadheading.
Yeah. And
man, you had a caravan.
and a couple of like different bands that I've been with out there, he's done the same thing. I'm like, dude, don't you work? Like, what do you do? And this guy's like a total dorky. He's like a nerd kind of guy, but he was into the music and stuff. And like, he called me out one time. I was wearing a striped shirt, and I had like, it was like red and black striped shirt. And then I had a hat on, and it was like, Corey looks like Freddy Krueger. And I was like, I was like, dang. I'm like, coming from this guy? I'm like, dude, I didn't think it would come from you, but all right, you know, you just have to like, once you realize that's just how it is, it's really funny.
A wise guy sax player once said to me after a gig, he said, yeah, man, every time I play with you, it's better than the next. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Wait a second.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love it. All right, guys. Well, welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to everyone streaming with us. If there's anybody streaming with us, sorry we can't see your chat log. But if you do want to join us, just use the link on drumbrigade.com, Chops and Coffee page. Fill out the form, and I'll send you the link. You can jump in the room with us. It's all good. So yeah, man. Welcome to Monday. Not much to say today. I just wanted to just kind of get started and get warmed up and get going. I got a lot to tackle today. So, but I've been trying to work with ideas, trying to stay like, even like ideas on the drums and ideas off the drums for like my business and all of that stuff. And been watching some videos and reading about it and stuff like that. And like one of the biggest things that everybody always says is like, you know, we as drummers, we always want everything perfect. We always want to sound perfect. We always want to execute perfect. But if we're talking about practicing, if we work through something and then we can like execute it in a song, it's like, man, we just have to go for it. In drumming, we have to just like kind of dive in head first. And like a lot of times we get in our comfort zone, but if we're trying something new, we have to kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but we kind of just have to go for it. We have to execute and like not really think, I can't do this. You know what I mean? That's not the way drumming works. And it has to be in time. You can't second guess a lot of times what you're doing. And that's a cool metaphor for me, like thinking about, you know, business stuff and stuff that I want to do with videos and stuff like that. I've spent all weekend and all last week banging my head against the wall, kind of going, man, like, what if this is not perfect? Or man, I got to get the whole thing complete. Like everything has to be like, all the boxes have to be filled. But instead of just thinking, man, like think about this as a drummer would think about this. Like, let's just go for it and like kind of worry about it later. You know, we practice enough. Like, let's play the gig, you know? So it's just food for thought. You know, it's something that I've been like thinking about. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how it registers to me. You know?
Yeah, I was struggling with that because like, if I was going to put anything out on social media, I wanted it to be perfect, right? I wanted it to be in a studio on a perfectly mic'd pair of drums, the best song I ever played, you know? And so, but anytime I would start to think that way, if I was practicing, like I'm getting ready for that event, my practice was terrible, you know? And so finally I said, you know what? I'm just going to slap a camera up in the garage when I'm practicing, and I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to force myself to not care, however hard it is. And like the first 5 times, it was so hard to do that. But after that, it like got easier. And now I'm at to the point where I want to do that, do it in the studio and all that, but it's more because it's the next step in the evolution rather than like putting pressure on myself to be perfect. You know what I mean?
I've noticed that when I do that, I put so much energy into setup, into miking everything, I put so much energy into that I'm not even thinking about what I'm supposed to do when the camera's on, and then by the time the camera's on, it's like, and I can't play, I've wasted all my energy, and I'm not even pumped to do this. Like, I just don't even want to do it,
Every time I tried to do it in the studio, I tried to bring my drums, do it all by myself. I had 3 hours of studio time, and I think I took an hour and 45 minutes to set up, and I was so freaking exhausted by the time I was done. I didn't even turn the camera on. I just played around for a little bit and like finished with a half hour left to go.
Right.
So it was a hard lesson learned.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. All right, let's get started. So I have everything that we're doing today we've done before. So I have the 5-5-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'll pull that up, and then I have Nat's warm up that I don't know why I love that one so much, because it just has so much variety with the accents, the 8th note thing, and then we can take it from there. We can revisit those beats that we did last week with maybe a different pattern on our right hand. We'll see, but we might not be able to get to that. So let me pull this up. We'll share my screen with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. This is a super easy one to get our Monday started, and this is from Pat Petrio from Drumeo. All right. You heard this band, Jason? They're called Pup. You might like them, man. They're cool. Young kids, but they kind of sound like a punker version of Weezer.
Oh, nice. I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, Pup. They're pretty cool. All right, so this one's here, let me get my timer and everything. I do have like a janky chop too that I was trying to work on, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so whoops. This one's pretty self-explanatory. If you can count to 5, then you're good. Don't think those brackets at the top are telling us to play it as like, what is that? What is a 5? A grouping of 5?
I only count to 4.
Well, I always think that like that's telling me to play that in 5. Like and like 3. Like that's not a triplet at the end, or what is it? Quintuplets? I don't know. Anyways, it's just groupings of 5 16th notes. It's helping us to kind of like be able to read it easier. So like 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3. You can count it however you want it, but like a 1E and a 2 and a 3E and 4E and a 1 E, but we can just, yeah. For me, that's how it makes sense. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Then 16 notes for 2 measures. All right. Pepperonis. All right, so let's go. Or you can use the pepperoni, anchovy, cheesy bread. Pepperoni, anchovy, cheesy bread. But I don't know. All right, let me get a metronome and let's get it. I love the pizza rhythm. Is that too fast? I think that's good for us. All right, here we go. I said 1 2, ready, go. All right. Ah, that's so loud. Cool. Don't forget about the sticking. I forgot to mention that. There is specific sticking because it's making us alternate. Like right, one in and two. Well, yeah. Anyways, you can see it. Let's try it again. We start off really slow, but anyways. 1, 2, ready, go. Halfway. One more. Yay. All right. Let's boost this let's go to let's boost it quite a bit. Let's try it at this.
Damn.
1, a 2, a 1, 2. Halfway. Last one here. Cool.
Okay, I couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Are you trying to double all those?
No, I was playing samba.
Ah.
Ostinato underneath it, but that's a little bit faster playing samba ostinato groove underneath it. So I just I went singles on the kick drum.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that. I don't know if you guys saw the part 2 of the saga continuing with Greg Hutchins.
Yeah, okay. Real quick question.
Mhm.
I found the 80-20 drummer by chance last night. What was the name of the section that he was talking about flurries? I couldn't find it on his.
It's a video that's about flurries. It's a video called like the new hot thing in jazz, flurries.
Okay, because I couldn't find it on his channel.
It's about like, I'll tell you exactly what it's about. I'm gonna be talking about this on.
Oh, you did, but I was.
No. I mean the part 2 is the torch is being passed, in my opinion. Like these younger drummers, JD Beck, all these kind of. There's another guy, I forget his name. There's all these younger drummers that play this really fast drum and bass kind of sounding stuff, like jungle kind of drumming, and these older guys don't like it, man. And they're using a lot of that stuff in jazz. And so the 80-20 drummer is like kind of, he's not a younger dude, but he's trying to stay hip. He's a YouTuber. So he's trying to talk about what's popular. And the older guys, like you know, Thomas Pridgen is still a younger guy, but he's like, they're just jumping on. Greg and Thomas are just like, we need to, like, you know, I don't know, like it's crazy. They don't like it. So, but they were talking about last night when I was watching them just yell at each other. Thomas was talking about changing, like permutating the ostinato, so we do it like a samba, but then I think he was talking about playing it on the beat, so like but still doing some cool hand stuff. That was really cool. Then he started talking about 30-second notes, but I wasn't understanding what he's saying. Play double 30-second notes on your kick. I wasn't understanding. I wasn't hearing it the way he's in. But the other cool thing that they were saying was he was having Hutch. He was like, "Come on, Hutch. Come on, man. Grab some." And Hutch is like, "I'm in Italy, man. It's midnight over here." And he's like, "I don't care. Grab your sticks." And so they started playing a double paradiddle. And then Thomas was like, do a diddle, like do the diddle notes on the like, you know, that kind of thing. And then he's also keeping an ostinato. It was really cool. I was like, oh, and he's like, you could do a triple, like, you know, and I'm like, I should write that out. And these are some exercises that this whole ostinato thing is Thomas Pridgen's, like, he's always preaching about that, but then he got it from, I can't think of his name right now, but anyways, it's just some stuff that, like, I'm like, ooh, I might have to steal that. And like Hutch was like, oh man, I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that. You know, it's like, I'm gonna have to write that out and use that in our lesson. It's really cool. Not our lesson, our chops and coffee. It's really cool. That's what I got out of it. I had to weed through all them just talking about nonsense. Both, like, these fools are just just talking. All right. Here's Nat's 8th note warm up. I say we read this from top to bottom without stopping and do the repeats. Everybody cool with that? Yeah? All right. So let me get an 8th notes going here. Hey. Everybody good with that tempo? Oh man. Oh man, I'm gonna have trouble getting to the diddle part. All right, let's try it. Top to bottom. You can do an ostinato if you'd like. I'm gonna keep it just hands and see if I can get through this. I did not practice this, but let's see. I said 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. And sorry, left. Flams. I like this one. Left. Okay, hold on. I gotta move it. All right, diddles. 2, ready, go. Left. Oh boy. Sorry. 1, 2, ready, go. Ah, man, messed up that ending, but that's all good. All right, that's hard slow, right? Anybody else having that? Let's try it there. Can I do this? Yeah. Okay, can you guys still see that? Cool, now I won't have to change. Oh man, that looks really little, but all right, we know it. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. Left. Left. Yay. It's a long chart. Taxing. All right. You guys got one more in you? Should we go a little faster? We're doing it. We're taking Monday pretty easy today. All right, let's go faster. Let's go to 150. All right, here we go. Wait a minute, I need some coffee. We're gonna really do this. I got plumbers coming into the studio. I don't know where they're at. They told me to be here at 7. And I'm like, I'm here at 7 anyway. And then they're like, not showing up. Construction guys. All right, here we go.
Somewhere between 7 and 11, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll be here, like, no, we meant 7 at night. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Left. Why did I completely lose it? What the heck? There we go. Ah. 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 Man. So I always say, as I always say, thinking too much, and there's something to be said about 7:30 in the morning. Just some things work and some things don't. Like I've done that whole exercise like over 200, but 150 is giving me trouble today. You know, it's like whatever. All right. Anyways, I love that exercise, Nat. Man, that's a great one, dude. I know it's like it's not a super hard one, but it's like I like just the thoroughness of that one. It's great. I use that one all the time.
I do too, and I like that it's not as hard because I can actually work with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I can stretch myself on it. It's like not so far gone that I can't use it. You know
doing the diddles is like that's pretty challenging for you know intermediate level drum students and stuff like that. So like yeah, it's good. And then adding an ostinato or playing at faster tempos and stuff like that. Really being diligent on playing your diddles really smoothly, and you know, it adds a lot.
Adding the ostinatos is what really messes with you.
Yeah, I haven't even tried this one with any of them. I should try that.
Try it with do the quarter note on the bass drum thing. Slow, and then do it with a samba.
Oh yeah.
Bass drum thing, and it messes with your mind.
I used to work on the samba thing, like that was like my main thing because I love Brazilian music so much and I'm so bad at playing it. But it's so I was trying to run through all my rudiments in different subdivisions, like you know, like playing paradiddles as triplets or like, you know, whatever, and playing a samba. And I got okay at it. I got to where I could sink in, but I struggled at different tempos. I could do it at like 120 or 110. But I couldn't do it like really slow, and I couldn't do it really fast. You know, that's part.
If you really want to mind warp yourself, I'm not going to say the term I want to use in respect to Rebecca. If you want to mind warp yourself, try playing the now I can't even think of the term clave.
Oh, that
try playing clave underneath that.
2/3 or 3/2.
Doesn't matter. Whichever one you're most comfortable with, try it. Just
with your left foot.
On the very first one. Forget about the flams and the diddles and stuff. Yeah. Just on the first one. If you want to mind warp yourself, clave.
With your left foot or with both feet or left foot?
Well, you play both feet. Left foot clave. But
I can never do that, man. I shouldn't say that, but you know Jules Rodriguez? Art son. You don't know him? Oh, he's you remember Art Rodriguez though. Yeah, it's Art's son. And so okay. Art was my teacher. Jules is great at playing all that, like that Horatio El Negro stuff, like with the left foot clave, and can play anything with that left foot clave going. And when we were in school, man, I was just like, I've tried, and it just does not work like that. Maybe I should start with rudiments though, because I'm already trying to, you know, do the that kind of groove, but with on your left foot. Come on.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I have this. I'm kind of. Let's see what you guys think. This is just a chop for chop's sake. It's not really even like that dope of a thing. But I'm gonna share it anyways. I heard Dana Hawkins do something, and it inspired me to try to write this out and play it. Now I'm playing it very like simple, basic. It's just it's just 16 notes, but it's a pattern of 9 notes. So you have to kind of cut the second one short. Here, I'll show you what I mean. There, let me share it. This is like I said, this isn't my best chop. It's just something that I worked on, and I was like, hey man, like that's a cool thing. I wasn't even planning on sharing this. It's just something that I plug in is required. No, it isn't. Install. All right. I was like, oh, that's cool. That could be cool. Maybe we can use it in a different way. Should sound more confident, but you know. There we go. All right, so the way I'm playing this is kind of like a flam on the ride or a crash, and then I'm playing like, so that's with your right and your left. So then it would be right, left, left, right, right. So like a double, and then rack, floor, floor, kick, kick. That's the full pattern. And then you repeat that, but then you don't do the double kick at the end. So it sounds so weird with a click, man. Here, let me show you. Told you this is like a little odd.
That's because the bass drum being on count 3 moves moves the phrase over a 16th note.
And then yeah. So if you're playing this with sounds so weird to me. I messed that one up.
No, it's cool.
Doesn't sound like it wants to fall there, you know? That's why I had to like write it.
Yeah.
And then you could just keep repeating that pattern and go over the bar line, but I haven't figured out how many times around before it sounds like. So like that would be it, yeah. It's so yeah, that's 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It would depend on how you phrased it.
Yes, and that was the other thing I didn't get a chance to start trying to phrase it as groupings of 9 or as triplets or as, you know, triplets would probably be better because
I mean, it will come out on the 1 every time if you didn't play that last kick on 1 and just went diggy dagga dagga diggy dagga diggy dagga dagga. But if you added the kick, it would move it over.
Like that?
No, play the whole phrase. But when you get to the end where you end on count 1 with the kick, don't play that kick, just start it over again. So diggy diggy dagga dugga dugga diggy dagga dugga diggy diggy dagga.
Oh yes. Okay, so on so the and of 4 is the floor tom. So yeah. So okay.
You play the floor tom as is.
Okay.
When you get to count 1 of the next bar, just start
over. Yeah. Wait. Here we go. I keep playing a kick at the end. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, hold on.
Now, if you wanted to play across the bar line, then you play the kick at the end and you just start the phrase like it does in the second half of the bar. But now remember, if you play the phrase as is and you add the kick on count 1, you're going to move it over another 16th note when you get to count. Yeah, it's going to move over another 16th note.
Now I'm seeing double.
No. Okay, so if you play the phrase as is, where you hit the kick on count 1.
Yeah.
And then you start again on the E of 1.
Oh.
It's going to move the whole thing over another 16th note.
So okay. But I was hearing that. I just put that crash there just so we can use it as a fill, but I see what you're saying. Okay. And then you would start on the next 16th note.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how do you do that? Oh my god, dude. This is what I love. This is exactly what drummers do. This is what when I was watching Hutch and Thomas Pridgeon last night, they were saying the same. They were doing the same exact stuff. Like, or you could take that and then do this with it, and then you could take this thing and like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so drummers, you know.
You lost your camera, Corey.
Oh.
Yeah, you blacked out.
I always
I
do.
see your pretty face.
Blacked out, man.
Whoop. Okay, yeah, that. And I'm reversed again. Yeah. I don't like when I'm reversed. Okay, there we go. All right, so so slowed down. That's the first 16th note pattern. Okay, then we got rack, floor, floor, kick, kick. Nine notes. And then you start that over, but then you leave out the kick drum. Yeah, you just that would be one. And now if you're talking about what Nat's saying, you would still crash on one, but then you would start over.
Right.
And that's mind melting. I would have to hear that with a click, but
No, it would mess you up.
it would, it's very true.
It would mess you up because you're moving it over a 16th note every time you play the full phrase.
Here it is at a different angle. That's the first one. Why? I don't know why this kind of stuff it's cool. I mean, that's a really weird drum fill, especially it's because it's groupings of 9, even though we're playing them in groupings of 4. It's oh my god, it's not even good.
Have you ever you know who's good at playing groupings of 3s, 5s, 7s, and 9?
Who's that?
Steve Smith.
Oh yeah.
That's where I got it from. His earlier videos when he first started Vital Information. 3s, 5s, 7s, and 9s across the bar line. It's cool as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get on that. I love that kind of stuff, and I want to get deeper on groupings of 7, groupings of 9, groupings of. There's a lot of cool videos, Benny Greb videos too on groupings of 3, and then like I want to be able to add those. Cliff Allman has like a cool thing where he solos. I think it's 1 measure or maybe it's 4 measures each of each like notation, and he does odd groupings too. So like quarter notes, quarter note triplets, eighth note triplets. I think he does like the groupings of 4, like triplet, and then groupings of 5. I can't do that offhand, but and then like all the way up to 30-second notes, and he's soloing over that. It sounds amazing. And he
it's
like
a mind warp thing.
Yeah, and he's only playing in those groupings, but he's orchestrating however he wants. Like, so he's playing only that notation, and so he's doing kick drum variations and stuff, orchestrating however he sees fit. But man, it's amazing. That's always been like, that's what I want to do. That, but trying the basic rhythmic scale is really hard.
If you're into permutations, that's what makes it easy.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. It's groupings of 3s, 5s, 7s, and 9s, but it's how you break it down in 4/4.
Yeah.
It's how you
All
count.
right, see you Wednesday.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good, MJ. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Phil. You know who's good? I don't think you've met Phil. Phil's a dude I do the podcast with, and
Yeah, no, I haven't met him.
he's a good dude, man. Anyways, he's really good at that stuff, man. He's he's like, he gets so deep on it where I'm just like, all right, Phil, man. Like, you just like, you can also take this permutation and just do it like this, and then we can do it like that. And he had a really great teacher though, man. Really, like a really world renowned. I can't remember his name. Mark something. He's and then Phil went to school for all that, studied jazz and stuff. So he's like all I would do in college was just sit in the drum room and go over every permutation of everything I could possibly think of,
Yep.
So I've been trying to get Phil to come in, but he's like, he has 2 kids and he's like, I don't wake up that early. He's like, I wake up at 8. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, come on. So
Well, that's why I had to bounce a couple of times, because I left them sleep.
yeah.
And I'd have a phone watching them, and I was FaceTiming. And when I didn't see her in the bed, I'm like, oh shit, she's up. That's why I had to bounce real quick.
Yeah. That's all good. It's all good. All right. So yeah, that was a cool one. See, that makes me feel good that I'm like, oh man, this isn't a good enough chop to present. And everybody's like, yeah, it's cool.
It's all in how you look at it.
Huh?
I really like that. That was super cool.
Yeah, it's all in how you look at it.
And also, like, as I always say, like, definitely if you guys have anything you want to present or anything like that, or anything that you want to look at, you want to share with the class.
I got a little short video I'll put in the chat. Stanton Moore's been doing some cool stuff online.
Cool.
And
Nice.
it goes back to some of the stuff we were doing before that has that kind of Bonham sound to it. So it's basically taking it's like him doing permutations off of Bonham triplets, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. So I'll put it in there.
Yeah, maybe I'll share one that I think I've shared before with everyone on Wednesday, but taking the Bonham, so that kind of vibe, and doing other stuff with it, putting the kick drum first instead of last, or stuff like that is you can mess with those a lot. Those are cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll look at that on another day though.
Yeah.
All right. So no Chops and Coffee merch yet, because what did I say last week? We're dealing with a graphic designer, and graphic designers are all the same. And yeah, I'll have something for you this weekend, and then I should have known better. Anyways, so
This is California, man.
I know.
When they say two days, they mean 2 months.
Yeah. So I'll keep working on that. I'll text him today, like, yo, I thought you said. And then I'm debating on whether I'm ordering new drumsticks. I should order drumsticks, but I just don't. Drumsticks are just like, the merch is one thing because you can upload it and then they handle everything.
Right.
But if I get into like people wanting to buy drumsticks and then I have to go out and ship them, and then people have to pay for shipping, and then that makes them way more expensive than they actually, it's like it becomes a thing. So when you can order on Amazon and get, Vic Firth sticks for less, I don't know. So I was selling them at School of Rock. Like, I had a couple School of Rocks in the area where I was selling them there, but now they're with the Adario. So I'm sure they still would want to take some of our drumsticks, but I think I have to be more diligent on explaining how they work, why they're good for teachers, and why students should use them. And they're also first-rate hickory, and so I'm probably gonna order some more anyways. So and yeah, I'm always working on different things, you know. All right, guys. So anyways, I'll keep you all posted on the Chops and Coffee stuff, and then
Ask a quick question.
yeah.
So I was on the site there, and then I saw the podcast, and then I started reading the biography of Rebecca there, and holy
Yeah.
crap, she's pretty damn badass. but now it made me interested in, like, we all kind of know each other on this. I would love to hear, like, if you, like, where can I hear you guys? Like, I know Nat, you do a lot of session stuff. So can I send me some stuff, or like, where can I hear you guys in action and like all your badassery? And Jason, I do watch your videos on your Instagram. That's amazing, man. I love that you do that. I love that you do that.
I love the talent.
Thanks, man.
I would love to know some more stuff from you too, Daryl, man. And if you ever want to come on and be a guest on the podcast, you're always welcome, man. That would be cool.
Amazing, man. I would love to do that, man.
So for me, I have a website, besides Drum Brigade. It's just, my name, CoreyKingston.com. And, videos and stuff, man. I have like a YouTube, and, I don't know. I don't post a lot of like my band stuff on YouTube though. I just post personal vlogs and tour. You can watch a bunch of tour vlogs though from on my YouTube.
Are you are you a session player, like in your professional, like, I know you teach, obviously.
Yeah. Teaching has been my focus since COVID. So before COVID, I was full time just gigging and touring and sessions. Yeah. And then teaching was secondary. So I've dove headfirst into teaching because of COVID. And Drum Brigade because of COVID too. So, but it's always been like a focal point. It just hasn't been the focal point, you know? So yeah, I have a lot on my YouTube, and then my website will kind of give you any of the information you need. That's me. All right. Anyways, go ahead, Rebecca.
Well, you know, y'all know I don't really play drums, so you won't see that, but any music stuff I have up on some social media stuff and like streaming services. I have like 3 records on there, I think, full-length records. 2 under Rebecca Jade and the Cold Fact. I'll put that in the chat.
Yeah.
And I have a whole Cole Porter album I did with a local guitarist, Peter Sprague. So we did all Cole Porter things there, and so it's called Planet Cole Porter. And then
Retrosonic album is amazing too, by the way.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah, that looks. I think I was featured on about 6 songs on that, something like that. 5 or 6 tunes on there. Yeah, and then all my like social media and stuff. Yeah, I don't post. I just starting to post more YouTube stuff a little bit. So I have a YouTube channel that's just Rebecca Jade.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking, Daryl.
Rebecca is one of the most like hardworking, like just working musicians that I know.
She's crazy.
And one of the most talented. I say that really like wholeheartedly. Like, just this girl is like on another level, bro.
Yeah, I had to kind of pick up my chin when I was reading the biography. Oh, wait a second. Okay. And on top of it all, she's like a basketball player.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. You're not allowed to be that awesome. Like,
You kicked my butt in basketball. I'm 6'4".
She's fun. She's fun to work with.
You want to hear a really funny story about basketball? It's either from Dave Grohl or Prince's photographer. I can't remember which place I read it, but Prince's music photographer did a piece in either Spin or Rolling Stone about like what it was like to get all that access. And then Dave Grohl did a story about his interactions with Prince because of the whole Super Bowl thing. At any rate, I think it was the photographer talked about they're in his place up in Minneapolis, and there's a basketball court in there. And basically somebody talks like this little bit of an amount of smack to Prince, like, you're too short to be good at basketball, basically. So
he can
all of a sudden it's a 5-on-5 game, and he just fucks everybody up.
That's a Dave Chappelle skit, dude.
It's like Allen Iverson comes out of nowhere.
Did you see
Yeah.
the Dave Chappelle, the Charlie Murphy story about that?
Oh, is that where I heard it? I couldn't. Maybe that's where it was. I can't remember
Yeah.
because I
There's
hear
a whole
so many-
skit about that, and it is like
That's what it was. That's right. Okay, that's where it was. It wasn't
the most.
That's so funny too.
That's one of the most hilarious.
Blouses.
Yeah, that's what they call this: the shirts against the blouses.
Yeah, all those Charlie Murphy skits are great. And I just saw
Oh
one
my
tweet
gosh.
that Eddie said they're all true. Somebody asked him, he's like, "Yep, I've seen all those.
Wow.
Skits. They're all 100% true. They're not making anything up."
Dude, that
Uh,
is.
He played. Somebody challenged him to basketball at his spot. He whooped their ass and then took them inside and cooked them pancakes for
Yeah,
breakfast.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
and like the way Charlie Murphy says that, like he's just like, deadpan. Like then he took us inside and cooked us pancakes. Like
Yeah,
what else is there to do?
If you do research on him, you can see where when he was in high school, his high school basketball team picked. He's on the team.
Dude, how tall was he? Like 5'3"?
5'5", I think.
5'6", I think.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, but I mean, then you look at people like Spud Webb, who's 5'5", 5'4",
Yeah.
two-hand dunk.
Bud Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That. Oh, he was dope.
Now I remember seeing Spud Webb in high school. I went to a Catholic school and I had a day off, so I went to Dallas. And my aunt taught at the school that he went to, Wilmer Hutchins. And so it just happened to be a day that they had a pep rally, basketball pep rally. Okay, so the team comes out. The gym is just packed. Team comes out. They start from the tallest to the smallest. And they're doing the two-hand tip drill off the backboard.
Mhm.
And I look and I see this little bitty motherfucker. They're doing a tip drill. He's the last one. And he goes up with such ease and two-hand dunks it. And I'm just like, what the fuck did I just see?
That's awesome.
I mean, literally. I mean, he jumped with it was so easy. I mean, he made it look like walking on air. He just kind of floated up and two-hand dunked it. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
He
I'm
was
out.
really little too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was 5'4", actually.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
He is
also, man,
5'4".
He was like, I was recently watching YouTube videos of him, and he was just like a little like with all these giants. He looked like he was running all around, running through their legs, like just running everywhere, just like they couldn't catch him.
That's crazy. When I was young and in like the best shape of my life, I'm 6'2". I spent the summer trying to learn how to dunk a basketball, like trying, and I could get almost there, but all I could do was kind of like, leave it at the rim and let it fall in. So it'd be pretty entertaining to watch me try to do it now. So yeah, I have so much respect for guys because they just make it look so easy, and then you try to do it, it's so effing hard.
Basketball is one of those things where it's like what I'm always talking about, like where I never felt like good enough to play. Like I always felt like I could have been really great if I really, really went for it, but I was always focused on other stuff, like, drumming and bicycles and stuff like that. And then
Yeah, I always
wanted to go ahead, and skateboarding and stuff like that. And then I wanted to get into basketball. I started getting into it, and then it was just like, but they always wanted me on the teams because I was tall. And then I couldn't really play because I never really practiced, and so it got in my head to where I was just like, I don't belong here, man. This isn't me. I know I'm tall, man. I know I look like I should be able to play basketball really well, but just
No, I know what you mean. I always joke. The coach always wanted me to play till I showed up for the first practice.
Yeah. I think like when I was younger, I got pretty good and a lot of coaches were after me, but then then by the time I got to high school, I was into the punk thing and I was just like, this is stupid. Organized sports, that's dumb,
So much fun.
Actually play in our high school like intramural league or whatever, but we would have a mosh pit before the game. Like the other team would be down at the other end warming up, shooting free throws or whatever. We put on like Black Flag or DOA or something, and we were in chucks and we'd just be shoving each other around, and they're looking at like, what a bunch of lunatics. We're like, yeah, come on, man. We didn't care. We stopped.
Oh man. Nat, do you have a website or anything where Daryl can find your stuff?
NatScott.com.
Scott.
NAT NATSCOTT.com, natscott.com. I need to go on and update it.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it in a few,
You got
few
music
years.
on there though, right? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I got music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got music on there. There's a couple of video clips of my Michael Brecker tribute band doing some of the Steps Ahead music.
Awesome.
I have some stuff up on my YouTube channel of different stuff, playing with Terry Steele, doing his tribute to Luther, and some other jazz stuff, and then some stuff with Marva.
Awesome.
And
Yeah,
then
and I was gonna say, if anybody wants to see my photography, since that's something I'm significantly better at than drumming, I put it in the chat. It's www.arthstudios, which is ARTH studios.com.
yeah, man.
Which is
I love how talented everybody is in their own. Like Nat does a lot of jazz and a lot of smooth jazz and a lot of different things, and then I do a lot of reggae and ska music, and I session for a lot of other stuff, but that's what I'm mostly known for. And then Rebecca's amazing singer, and you can play. You shouldn't say that you don't play drums because you're here at Chops and Coffee, and
I don't play drums like you guys. But
That doesn't matter. Like I don't play drums like Nat or Daryl.
Because she's going there. I don't sing like you sing. I sing background. I blend with you, but I don't sing like you sing.
I've had to go, like, we've played in bands together where I'm like, I need to use the restroom, and then Rebecca jumps on drums and holds it down for the whole band. Like so you definitely play drums. Just, it's yeah, it's great. And she plays bass, and she, at your CD release party, you played some songs, right, on bass. Didn't you?
No, bass is like a relatively newer.
Oh, I thought you learned like at least one song so you could jump on each instrument for your CD release.
You're right.
Yeah,
I did do that. That's a funny story. I almost wanted to talk about this like a couple weeks back when we were talking about like fails, I remember I was like, okay. And I was, of course, super nervous. I'm singing, and then I played like one song on piano and one song on drums and one song on bass. And my friend sang when I played the drums. And like right at the top, I hit it, and my stick was like, oh, geez.
every nightmare I ever had.
Right at the top of the song, you know what I mean? And I was just like trying to like play, and it was just like, and it just flung. My friend had to grab, but it was like, and it was too far out of reach. Like I couldn't grab it. Like somebody.
Oh my gosh. I've had so many of those kind of moments. Like I remember there was a time when I was, we were starting this tour, and I bought a brick of Vader sticks, and it must have been their seconds or something. And I had enough sticks to last me for the whole tour. And so we'd start our set. We'd have like walk-on music, and then I would come on and do the 4 count on the hi-hats, and we'd hit a big dang, kind of thing at the top. And I remember I walked out, and I was like, boom, and both my sticks broke. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like scrambling. That's a big moment. And like, I'm like, what the heck, dude? Like, I'm just like trying to grab another pair. It's the same thing. I got like 2 songs in, sticks broken. It was just, they were just garbage sticks. Before our first week, I was already out of sticks,
That's crazy.
I did the same thing, another gig that this was in my younger days, but we were, it was a tour in Europe, and we were drinking the whole wet ride to wherever our gig was. Remember, we had 2 gigs in one day. And this might have been the same day that I bumped my head and knocked over the guitar. But we were drinking beers, like drinking these this beer out there is called Faxe, Faxe, and it was in the same can of as what's the Australian beer? Foster's, like the big fat can. And we got tons of them. We were drinking. You're allowed to drink in the car, like if you're not driving. So we were hammered by the time we got there. And we were like, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. I broke the kick drum. We didn't even play. We just got back in the van and kept drinking. And they were like, hey, you have to replace that. And we were like, I don't know, later. And we just left. We didn't even play the show. We were laughing. Oh my gosh, we were laughing so much. It was so fun.
Good.
Those were the good days, man. That was a long time ago where I didn't care about nothing. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that kind of thing where you know, so much anticipation and then you drop your stick and you're just like, dude, what the heck?
No, I've had the case of flying sticks
Oh yeah.
where I'm playing and I go to hit a crash and the stick gets caught. And so when I come up, I pull up a little extra hard and the stick goes flying up and I just kind of go.
Oh man.
I just keep playing with one hand and I watch it the whole thing. But oh well.
I've seen Dennis do that before. The stick's flying and he's just, yeah. I've seen a couple guys do that. That's cool though. I like that.
One of my little videos out on Instagram, I was practicing in my garage and my the thread, the nut that holds the boom arm was loose. And I didn't know it, so I go and I whack the crash, and the pole arm just goes. Bloop! It nut on the top, it just falls off, and I'm like, well, if it were a gig, I got to keep playing, right? So I just went over to the other side and kept going. So, and I put it on Instagram under, you know, hashtag don't quit or whatever.
Have you guys?
Oh, dude, I got one for you. Okay, I just gotten my new rack from Gibraltar. I put it together and everything, getting ready for this gig. So I'm all proud and happy. I got this new rack. I took it to this gig. So on the gig, right? Playing, middle of the song, and it's just a straight bar in front and a side bar, right? Okay, so I'm playing, and the whole right side starts to come in.
Oh no!
Starts to bend in while I'm playing. So my tom is like this, right? And it just starts doing this.
Oh my god!
Starts doing this. And wait a minute, I got cymbals. I got a ride cymbal over there. So the cymbal starts coming in toward me too. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh shit! How can I keep playing? The whole right side is caving in on me, and we're in the middle of the song. I can't stop.
Oh
I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh man. Okay, so we finished the song, right? I'm hustling. He's talking. I'm hustling, trying to, you know, I'm thinking I'm fixing it, tightening, trying to tighten it. I'm tightening all the wrong stuff, right?
Oh.
I get it back set up. We start the next song. I'm doing my thing, and I go around. I'm doing my thing, and I'm playing the ride cymbal. And all of a sudden, here it comes again.
Oh my gosh.
The whole right side just starts coming in toward me. I'm like, oh geez.
Dude, normal people don't know the amount of anxiety that we feel when something like this is happening, where you're just like, I can't fix it. You're looking at the set list and you're just like, I got like 3 more songs I got to play like this. Like, what am I going to do? Like, stop taking that long solo, man. Like, I got to get to a point where I could fix this, you know, and I can't stop.
Right?
That is like, that's, I mean, I literally wake up in cold sweats like that, where I'm like, I start the song and I can't fix it, and you know, everything's too spread out, and oh my gosh, nightmare.
I had another incident when I was I was testing the Aquarian trigger head, the end head.
Oh yeah.
And this was when I was commuting back and forth to Vegas. So I was just playing my little 4-piece kit. I'm triggering tom sounds, the same tom sounds as the tom sound. So we're in cold weather outside in Vegas.
Oh man.
Playing, kit's mic, and it's triggered, right? I hit the floor tom. The top layer just splits.
What?
The top layer splits. And I'm like, oh geez. But I'm playing it and it's still triggering. So I still got a tom sound. It sounds like crap with the mic on it, but because it's triggered, nobody knows the difference. And I'm sitting here playing it and looking at it. I'm like, it's split. It started off as a small split, then it got bigger and bigger. Till it split all the way across the head. But the drum still triggered, which was funny.
Hey, that's good. That's good testing.
It was funny. I was just kind of laughing. I'm like, okay.
Matt, have you ever hit the wrong trigger? Like I've been on I've been on like a wedding gig, and I'm supposed to be hitting like a clap, but instead it's like it's supposed to be a clap, and you're just like, oh man, that's like the wrong, like a clap, and it's like I have literally done that. Like everybody's looking back, like, what the heck?
Well, that's happened to me because I was used to the pad being set one way, and because of another gig, I changed where stuff was, and I was intent on moving it back and didn't. So got to that gig, and I pulled up the setting that I normally use for it, and I hit it. It was all some kind of random shit,
dude.
And everybody's looking at me like, "What the hell are you playing?" I'm like, and I realized, oh shit, I didn't put the stuff back, so I had to switch to the other patch and try and remember where those things were.
Yep. I've done literally that, like where the whole band is like, what the heck? It's like a slow song or something, and you got an air horn going.
It's like the gag in the movies where they get in the car and the nav unit's in some crazy foreign language and you can't change it, so it's just yelling at you the whole time. That was the new National Lampoon Family Vacation.
Oh yeah,
like crazy discount thing to drive, and it's stuck in some Asian language, and the guy just sounds really angry, so he's just yelling at him the whole time.
Oh my god,
that's crazy. I got one more embarrassing moment.
All right.
I'm on tour with Les McCann. We're in New Orleans. We're on stage. It's quiet. Just quiet. You can hear a pin drop. And he's starting to play this ballad. Well, somebody forgot to turn their phone off.
Oh no.
And it's sitting on the monitor. And right when he's playing this beautiful chord changes, you hear ring. And I'm like, oh shit. And it was my phone.
Oh no.
And luckily I had a towel that I could kind of casually drop over the phone, and it went from ring to and I was just like, oh my God, I forgot to turn the phone off. I mean, it was just quiet.
Yeah. That moment of just, oh man, it's you know, it's.
Oh, if I could turn red, I would have turned red.
Yeah. I've ruined some sessions like that where it's like, come on, man, who forgot to silence their phone? It's like rule number 1, you know, like, you know.
Right.
So it's something I like. It's like now it's like muscle memory where it's like, okay, check your phone, make sure before they hit record, make sure you're not the one, you know. So.
Yep.
All right, guys, this is so fun. I love it. I love sharing stories. Anyways, yeah, let's regroup on Wednesday. I'll see you guys then. And thank you guys for coming. Thanks for everybody that's streaming with us live as well. I'll be right back at 10 a.m. for the podcast streaming live. So, all right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you Wednesday. Have a great week.